Oh hey, welcome to my 30-day sketchbook challenge. We're going to see if we can improve my sketchbook and YouTube skills in 30 days. So we're back in our 6x8 inch fluid 100 cold pressed watercolor block. There's so many words in the title of this stupid sketchbook. Anyway, it's going to be the official sketchbook for Space Week. I've been using it for everything. I thought it was going to take a lot of water, but honestly, it doesn't seem that much better than my other sketchbook, like my mixed media one. It does take a really long time to dry and it buckles. And, these quick steady paintings are taking like half a day, if not more, with all the layers. Anyway, that rant aside, what are we working on today? This is the planet Sata of our stellar elite world. Sata is the second planet in from the sun Feno, which is the name of the system as well as the star. I will definitely do like a whole stellar elite solar system video, and it'll probably be within the program I used to create these little spinny 3D planets, which is called Universe Sandbox, and it is cool as hell. So the first struggle with this little nugget was the layering of color. As I'm sure you maybe noticed with the little 3D model of Sata, it is mostly peachy orange, but there is a faint layer of pale teal blue. I can't remember how that happened while building the planet in Universe Sandbox, but I equate it to the prismatic pool situation that Sata has going on. It's a desert canyon planet, so there's no oceans or lakes or anything, but there is a lot of prismatic pools, geysers, and hot springs, that kind of thing. Anyway, I started with the blue, and then I started trying to go over it with the peachy orange. The problem is most likely that these are not meant to be glazing colors, so they do tend to get a bit muddy, or they just kind of bleed together and it didn't quite work. I don't really check any of that kind of thing before diving in, so it might work better if I just drew in the area with color, let it dry, and then went in around it with the next color, the peachy orange in this case. I feel like I might risk the annoying watery outlines doing it that way, but it's definitely the way I gotta go. It might be worth also not using as much water here and just using a thicker, more pigmented mix. So that's something to look into for the next time. This is not the same process as doing the nebulae, where it's like you go in with the flow, you're just going with the flow and letting it like run. Since we're working with land masses and specific shapes, I think it's also going to be easier to do them bigger going forward. I don't do that with the next one, but if I do any more planets in the future, I'll definitely keep these things in mind. The other issue I had with the planets was the outer glow. I did leave some white space around the planet for this, and I watered down the dark space color around it well enough, but what have we learned always saves the day? Fine tech! Yes, once again, our pearlescent heroes saved the day and helped create an aura/glow around the planet for, the atmosphere and junk. It looked a lot better with the fine tech than it did with the white gouache. It just seems to take away the muddiness and add this creamy, glowy, pearly, lovely glow, and I love them. And I said this already, but I'm going to use them in every painting. I used the new brushes I bought on the stars here, and I still struggle to draw the bigger cross-shaped stars. I guess I just need to keep practicing and steady my hand. I have shaky hands when trying to do that very specific type of detail work, so practice, practice, practice. All in all, I like how this came out, and I like how the little squares look in my sketchbook. So it's cool. I'd love to give this a whirl in Photoshop as well. While I was struggling with the layering of color, I was like, I know exactly how I would rock this in Photoshop, but it's quite different with this, very limited medium that watercolor is. There's much more pre-planning than I'm inclined to involved, even though I know this and I try to plan ahead of time. With these space ones, I'm just kind of going in because I'm not having to draw a very detailed sketch of a face first. So I think there's a little more planning that could go into the planets. But anyway, if I do more planets in the future, I will keep all of the things that I mentioned here in mind. I am recording this after having done tomorrow's planet, and it went a little better, but there was still a lot of struggle in layering and layering and layering and layering. I think that's one of the things that I always struggle with, even with portraits, is just, thinking it's done and then going, oh, I'd like to fix that one thing, and then kind of ruining it, and then having to like wash the whole thing in a new layer and then wait for it to dry and then go in again and again. So I don't know, maybe that will fix in 30 days and maybe it won't. We will see. 2 quick disclosures. If you found me through this challenge, I also do digital art, as well as I'm building a print shop business, so you will also see that kind of content on this channel. Also, I will be returning to uploading once a week every Friday once the challenge is over. And if you like watching me bumble through watercolor, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to follow along and tune in, maybe consider subscribing. And if you want to draw along, please do and let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any art supply tips or anything like that, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye!